This is a Too Boldly Pod. First time, long time, quick take. Well, there won't be a Too Boldly Pod this week because I'm taking a short little break away from the microphone, but with what happened in sports today, it lends me to turn on the microphone before I start my little sabbatical and just give you a quick little talk about it. And hopefully I'll get some feedback from people about this. And it's more of a local thing for those of us here in Michigan and those of us that are fans of college basketball, or maybe just basketball in general. But if you haven't heard, Michigan coach John Beilein has stepped down to take the head coaching job of the NBA's Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I'm not going to give you quotes from him and quotes from the school and this, that, and the other. I'm just going to sort of play this on a reactionary point from what I'm reading on social media, hearing on sports radio from fans, and whatnot. Now, and then I'll give you sort of my what I feel, why he did it. But first of all, he thanked Michigan for 12 years of fantastic support and service, and in turn, Michigan thanked him for rebuilding their program to sort of a national prominence state in his 12 years. He, if I'm remembering this right, he won two Big Ten championships, two Big Ten championship tournaments. He was at the final championship game twice, the Final Four twice or three times. I can't remember. Somebody can correct me on that. I know for sure it was twice. It might be three times. And he took a sort of dumpster fire basketball program and turned it back into something to be proud of. Now, Michigan, of course, thanked him for his service, yada, yada, yada. Now, I'm reading a lot of people on social media and hearing them on Sports Talk really sort of, they're sad and wanting to know why he's leaving and upset. That not necessarily upset, you can't fault the guy for what he's done for Michigan basketball. But here's the thing, and you can disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine, but it's sort of obvious to me this is why he decided to leave now. Now, last year, reports are that he was sort of close to taking the Detroit Pistons job because he had stated if he took an NBA job, it would be with Detroit because he didn't want to have to move. Flash forward to now, the Cleveland job is open, and it's something that he has said that he's always been interested in doing is coaching in the NBA. You can't fault him for that. Now let's go back to Michigan. As much as he's done at Michigan in his 12 years to rebuild that basketball program from really the depths of being in NCAA trouble, going all the way back to the Fab 5 days and late 90s with all the NCAA sanctions and vacated wins and this, that, and the other, Michigan basketball was really nothing. And John Beilein sort of quietly came in, instilled his system, and really turned that program around and made it something again. So here's the thing. Why is he leaving other than he wanted to take an NBA job? To me, it's really simple. You have the quote-unquote second coming of Jim Harbaugh brought into Michigan to resurrect their football program. And there's nothing that John Beilein can really do to get the respect that he deserves while Jim Harbaugh is there, because Jim Harbaugh can do no wrong. And you all know I'm a Michigan fan, and I hope Jim Harbaugh turns around the Michigan football program. But you know what? He hasn't done it yet. He hasn't won a big game yet. He hasn't turned his program around. And I know these slappies out there are going to say, well, you got to give him time. Well, you know what? He's going into his 5th season now, and he hasn't done anything. And people still seem to treat him as some sort of god. In the meantime, you have a quiet little coach over on the basketball side that turned the program around, took it to 2 national championship games, won Big Ten championships, and nothing. All people ever talk about is Harbaugh. So you can't blame him because coaches obviously have an ego. So you can't blame John Beilein for wanting to leave the giant shadow of Jim Harbaugh at Michigan. So kudos to you, John Beilein. Thank you very much for being an upstanding coach. Thank you so much for not pushing hype over substance, giving us substance on the court, giving us wins, all of that without getting your just due. To me, you certainly get it, sir, because you are a fantastic coach, and I think not only Michigan basketball, but the entire University of Michigan will miss you. If you have any thoughts or comments about this, let me know on Facebook or Twitter at TooBoldlyPod, and maybe you and I, if you have a comment, can sit down and have a rational discussion about this.
WLLP, Spock Rock Radio.